Welcome to Wheels, Deals, and Meals, where we talk all things good food, good business, and good cars. And now, here is your host, Arnold Gacita, founder and CEO of Petra Automotive Products. Let's roll.
We have a very special show today for you. The people that really run Petra. And I thought it would be with Christmas and all that's going on, I thought it would be a nice episode to show you the people behind the scenes that actually helped me run Petra, and for all intents and purposes, probably run Petra. And so here we are with Arnold Jr., which is the VP of Sales and Marketing. We named him Arnold so it would be easy. Rob Richardson, our VP of R&D and Operations, and Gabriela Sanchez, our VP of Finance and Administration. So the team is here. These are the people that we get into this boardroom and have it out, and they keep me in line, and we manage with love, but we challenge each other. And I think that's one of the things that makes us great. So thank you guys for doing this, some reluctantly. So, what's your favorite car?
My favorite car.
The dream car that you want in your garage one day.
I'm a Porsche fan. So I remember growing up, I had these toy cars that were Porsches, and I don't know what the car was at the time, but I just, that's always stuck with me. And so I would like a Porsche GTS, just a nice fast car.
Yeah.
Have fun in. So.
Nice fast car, non-family car.
Yeah, you can't fit cars.
Rob, what's your favorite car? Or the dream car?
Yeah, well, so can I have two?
You can.
Okay. So when I grew up, the first car I bought with my own money, not the one my dad handed down, was a 68 Olds Cutlass. And Olds made a 442 version of that. And if you like the band Chicago, they had a song called Stay the Night, and the music video has a 68 442
nice
convertible in it. That's my weekend dream car. And then day-to-day, Chevy ZR2 truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are a truck guy.
I'm a truck guy.
You love those trucks.
I do. I have a ranch, I like a truck.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Gabby, what is your dream car?
I don't know what my dream car is, but I do enjoy driving trucks. I love being up high, being able to see what's ahead of me. I like trucks.
And going fast.
Yes, and going fast.
No, not her. And all right, so what is, of all the places you've traveled, what's the favorite place you've traveled to?
I'd have to say my favorite place would be the Dominican Republic in Punta Cana. The most interesting place I've been to is Dubai. And so, Dubai, when I go vacation there, it's a long flight, 17 hours from Houston to go hang out over there. I do enjoy it, but if I want to go pick a favorite place to hang out on the beach, it'd probably be Dubai. I mean, it'd probably be the Dominican.
Yeah, it would be Dubai.
No.
What about you, Rob?
I'm going to start sounding indecisive, but I have two, but I've been a lot of places. So, personally, my wife didn't get to go on this trip because it's a business trip, but we went to Girona, Spain. So north of Barcelona on the coast. And it's an old Roman city. And they actually filmed Game of Thrones. One of the seasons was filmed there. And just unbelievable place. I mean, just unbelievable. So I'm going to take her someday. So it doesn't count because she wasn't with me.
Okay.
So I would say Banff and Lake Louise, we did a whole Canadian Rockies trip. Just she and I celebrating our 30th anniversary. And that was a fantastic trip. The Canadian Rockies are
really
unbelievable.
So, and both of those really are natural beauties, right? I mean, I know that Spain has built things, right? Mm-hmm. Like the Romans built it.
Right.
So it probably has stones, etc.
Right.
But it's still natural to a certain sense, right?
Yeah, it's seaside, and so you have that aspect. So yeah, I mean, natural beauty is, I'm not a beach guy. I'd rather see mountains or...
It's our Cuban side coming out. We want the beach.
We tan well.
And I burn well. A little bit of Scotsman in me, so yeah.
That's great. That's great. That's good. What about you? Favorite place to go?
So it's mandatory once a year I go to the beach. The beach is
beach
a
person
must.
too.
Yes. But my
Started to sound
dream
familiar.
is to, I tan will too. But my dream is to go to Italy. I want to go to Italy. That's like a must.
Okay. All right. Italy is beautiful. Yeah. So my favorite place, and you guys probably seen the podcast, but I'll just tell you to add it to this, because part of this is we already know each other, but my favorite car is my 1978 Ford Cobra Mustang. That was my first car. My car that I want, which I think this is the last year was last year, is the Lamborghini Huracan. They're stopping building it either this year, they stopped last year. Favorite place to travel, Venice, Italy. Favorite place to travel.
Hard to beat.
Now let's talk about food. Now I know you probably think I don't eat a lot. Now you guys basically live with me. You know how I eat. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food can't beat steak. Can't be just a good steak. I know you were at Steak 48 on another podcast, so that's my favorite steakhouse, is Steak 48.
All right.
But my favorite restaurant in Houston, though, is Le Jardinier. So it's a French restaurant, so it's a little bit different.
That sounded so sophisticated.
It's in the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston.
Even more sophisticated.
And the service, I love it. The food is great. They got great chefs, great food, but the service is, one of the best places that I've been to for service. So all the details, the cutlery, the wait staff, everything is just spot on. So that's why I like it.
That's good. That's good.
My favorite food is Italian, and there's probably a reason for that, so a story attached to that. One of the other trips that I'm blessed to do with Wendy and my wife is we went to Italy, and we toured around Italy. And we went by train from Milan to Florence. And I had a driver pick us up. And it really was just a beautiful day, but he, at the midday, took us to a friend of his winery and olive ranch. And we basically had dinner in the cellar with the owners and him, and they paired like a 6-course meal with wine, and it was just us in the cellar. Probably the most special meal I've ever had. But so the food was fantastic, so I'm leaning towards Italian. But that memory really
that ambiance
pretty awesome.
It's memories. That's really what we got. What about you? What's your favorite place to eat or type of food?
You can't go wrong with steak. I love Steak 48, but my favorite is just authentic home-cooked Mexican food. That's
home cooked like where?
Either my grandma's or my tia's house. It used to be my mom's, but her cooking. But now it's either.
And what do you eat there? What's home cooking for you?
Like even if it's just eggs and they're making the flour tortillas right there by hand. They're refrying the beans that they boil, because it's all.
The process.
The whole and also the conversations, the people around the table.
Yeah, I think that's. Which is kind of what you're saying about the ambiance and the setting, right? I think that a lot of memories are made with families in kitchens or cooking, probably because of great food, but more than anything else is those memories with those family members.
Yeah.
That just kind of, penetrate, rightfully so, into your mind. So let's start with you. So you've been in the business with me basically since you got out of college.
Yep.
And you started in the warehouse, then worked your way up. I don't want to do your bio here, but started in the warehouse, worked your way into a salesman, territory salesman, then regional sales manager, then national sales manager, and then made it to VP of sales and marketing. You have been born in this business.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I used to think, isn't it funny how doctors, their kids become doctors, or lawyers, their kids become lawyers. When you got in this business, I realized why. Because that's all we talk about. That's literally our life. And we talk about it all the time, even when we're together. In fact, when we're together, sometimes his wife will say, hey, stop it. But you can't stop it because it's part of our life, right? It's part of what we do. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I manage our sales and marketing team. So, all of our distributors worldwide, we manage that relationship and make sure that they are, selling the product well. We're supporting them. managing relationships. We have a team that manages the relationships with the distributors all over the world. Our marketing team keeping up with social media, point of sale material, labels. I mean, you name it. I mean, we have a whole list of things that we do on the marketing side that we all kind of work together on that. But yeah, that's what I do.
How, when you find a potential distributor, let me see if I phrase this question right, but I guess one of the things when you're out there looking for national accounts, I mean, we want to get all the distributors we can, all the national accounts we can, all the dealerships we can. But do you have like a certain way or area to go to find, the distributors that you think will be best, or the accounts that you think will be best?
Yeah, this is a relationship business. I mean, we know that. So we try to look for people and partner with people that have the right relationships. Because we're relationship based, right? We break bread with our customers, our clients, and our partners. And so we look for people that fit that mold and are going to represent us well. So we're a bit selective. But we're looking for people that have the relationships that fit that mold of our culture, right? We have a great group of distributors that they do a great job. They've been petrified, is what we call them. But that's what we look for, is people that can build relationships.
Great. That's good. That's good. You've been in the business how long?
13 years.
13 years. So Petra's been around for 13. You've been around for 13.
Yeah.
Rob, oh boy, VP of R&D and Operations. You and I worked together in a previous company for a very long time. Mm-hmm. I remember, I still tell people today, you and I would go into sales calls. You were the technical guy, I was the sales guy, and it was a great duo.
Pretty well.
And for so many years we talked about you being able to come over and be part of our company. It was that piece that we wanted you to be in and needed you to be in. And we're so glad that you are also here. So you've been in the business for how long?
I started as an intern with one of our competitors back in 1986. Came into the lab as just a college kid, and really I got the bug. I loved what I was doing. I had complete freedom in the lab, and it was a great place to sort of touch everything: quality, new product development, distributor training, support, tech service, all of that. 38 years or so. I've had some drifts out of this business. I've been in the cosmetics business. I've been in the apparel business. I've run a couple of companies, but I would say my heart's always sort of been in the products and the chemistry. And I think at some point you become a little bit evangelical about teaching and training, trying to make sure it goes right.
And listen, I think chemistry-wise, I don't know if anybody knows the automotive chemical business, the chemistry-wise, like you.
Well, I've touched so many sides of it, right? I've touched our side of this business. I've been on the supplier side of that business. I've interacted with and worked with major oil companies, and I've worked with the OEMs. So I've kind of touched all dimensions of factory fill lubricants, aftermarket, major branded stuff. So it's been a lot of fun.
I mean, you at one point, a couple of points, worked with a very large chemical maker that supplies a lot of our chemical business, not only mine, but competitors.
Yep.
And you were at one point the president of one of our competitors.
Yep.
You bring a wealth of knowledge in so many ways to our business and our industry. And again, chemistry-wise, I think there's nobody better from you. I love how you get a high. Like, you act like a little kid when you develop a new formula. Like, you're going crazy.
If I can't get it excited about it, who's going to, right? But I still have a passion for it. And I think that as you get older and and are at the age that I'm at. I won't put you in that category. Definitely not you guys. But I think you start looking for people to mentor and pass that knowledge on. And I think today's even harder because the world's moving so fast. And a lot of the people like me that grew up in the business, there's a lot of knowledge to transfer to someone.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I think that's the phase and my excitement now is not only to do what I'm doing here, but find somebody here that I can transfer that knowledge to so that it carries on. So
yeah,
there's a legacy aspect.
There is, for sure. And we make a great team, all of us, without a doubt. Arnold, you have an incredible way of finding distributors, national accounts. You and your team now with OEMs, I mean, you guys you have this way to find these distributors and bring them in. You got something to give them, right? Petra is valuable. Mm-hmm. And to allow somebody to be a Petra distributor is valuable. And it creates a business opportunity for them and their families and their employees that they probably don't have. I mean, I tell people all the time, most of our competitors, and I'm not saying this lightly, are older in the past. We're the new young company that's making strides, changing waves, doing things different, thinking out of the box. And our distributors are embracing it, getting it, and we're on this train. I mean, that's unstoppable. Thank God. I mean, and that's because of what you guys do, right? Yeah. Rob on the chemical side. I mean, the best formulator. Make sure we have the best product. Keeps us in check. Make sure that if we're going to say this is the best, it is the best. And that leaves a legacy. You know what I mean? It's a component that is needed. And so important, and even the efficiencies in operations, right? Because we didn't talk much about that, but you've brought in some great, efficiencies in our operations department, and making sure that we also grow on that side, and again, a great team, which leads me all to the VP of Finance and Administration. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
That's a hard question.
What don't you do?
Well, I mean, day to day, it varies, and it's, with the distributors that he's brought on, we like to say that they're all family. Mm-hmm. So it's, supporting them with their questions, with their needs, with whatever they have. It's facilitating our vendors, our team here as a whole. You guys aren't always present, so you guys need things remotely. So we try our best to support the team. So it just varies day to day, whether it's a fire with the distributors or the employees, or, I mean, it consists of a lot. It sometimes it's harder than, some days are harder than other days, but, we all strive to help everyone. And I agree, adding Rob to the team has been very crucial. And Junior, well, I mean, you were young when you started, so I've seen you grow up, and I've seen you grow into who you are and who you need to be, and how you support your father and reflect a lot of his values. So that I've really enjoyed. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate Petra, and I love to be here to support.
And how long have you been here?
Shortly after him, 12 years.
12 years. Yeah. So 12 years. Great team. I mean, here for a long time, almost from the beginning, and just doing an incredible job. You're also what we would probably say is part of the glue, right? So distributors call you, salespeople call you. You got the admin HR side, and so everybody's kind of pointed into this direction, and so well loved by our customers and our team as well. All of us. I mean, everybody you got there and talk to Zach, and he talks about you, and obviously works very closely with Gabby, and you talk about. Even the guys in the warehouse, when you walk the warehouse and they go, Arnold Jr. was out here, because I'll walk the warehouse and they'll tell me that. So that love that we have, even when we have conventions and our distributors come to conventions, they're happy, they're excited, they hug, they tell us, we tell them we love them, they tell us they love us. At the end of the convention, we're hugging each other and telling us that we love each other. And we do have, and I've been in this for 32 years, and I will tell you, I have never had a group of distributors, national accounts, OE business that feel what they feel with Petra, which is a family. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really a family, and I pray and hope that as we continue to grow, that never goes away. You know, we got to work at it, but our distributors, our customers, our distributors, our vendors, they all talk about the Petra culture. Mm-hmm. We got one particular guy that says that when he turns the street and he's driving in, he could be having a bad day, but as soon as he sees that Petra sign, he's smiling because he knows what is going to embrace him when he walks in the door. That's incredible. That's literally incredible for somebody to make a statement like that. So let's talk a little bit about the culture of Petra, because you guys helped create the culture of Petra, right? You guys are the top management. You have people working under you, and then the distributor level and all that kind of stuff that creates this culture, right? Doesn't mean we may not disagree on time to time, us or them, but it means that most of the time we are in agreement, and most of the time we realize, if not all the time, that we're a family, that we love each other, and we're here for the best of all of us. So Arnold, what do you think? What do you think helps make our culture?
I think people here feel seen and heard. So we involve everybody in a lot of the things that we do. They're not just a number, they're not just an employee, they're a valued member of this team, and they can bring ideas. We got open doors, so they can walk into any one of our offices and bring something to our attention, and we'll listen, and a lot of times we'll put it into action because it's a good idea. And as we grow, and we've grown pretty fast, we've kept in mind we want to keep that family culture. As you grow, you get a little bit more corporate, right? But you want to keep that family culture. You want to keep that open dialogue with everybody on the team so that they can be seen and heard.
Very good. Brad, what do you think?
I think a lot of things, like usual. You and I say a lot that we saw a lot in our careers of things we don't want to do, mistakes that we don't want to see made, right, with Petra. And I think that's a really good, sometimes you need to look back to look forward and figure out what to apply. And so we've seen things like, companies lose that family culture, chasing profit. And as they get bigger, it's harder to stay connected all the time, right? But I think you're right in continuing to talk about the importance of it and trying to demonstrate it with employees and make sure that they feel like they're a part of something. And not just here to do a job. So I think sometimes seeing's believing. You have to demonstrate that that's important and continue to talk about it. Otherwise, it's only important to you, right? So I think that's one thing. I think the other thing that I really relish is I've been in big corporate environments and actually thrived in them, but always missed that we could move quickly on something. Big companies don't move quickly. And there's a lot of employees in that world that get frustrated because they work on something for literally years and can't move it to completion. We sit in here and we make decisions together and we do it. Yeah. Not that we're not professional about it, we don't do the right things. We don't vacillate constantly on the decision. We make the decision, we move forward. So to me, that's a breath of fresh air. I miss that. I love having that. So that's part of the culture too.
Yeah, and I think that's, you're saying we listen to customers, we bring it to the team, and the team reacts fast. That's culture too. Mm-hmm. That's building culture, and they think, hey, they're listening.
It's also a competitive advantage.
It's also competitive advantages, which has helped us tremendously. Yeah. Gabby, what do you think? What's part of our culture? What makes our culture so good?
One of the main reasons is, I believe it starts with you. How you lead us, how you encourage us, how you appreciate us. Your perception or perspective on things, you pass that passion on. So, and I believe that helps us continue to grow and move and do, and keep working hard. I think another reason is when we hire an employee, we add a distributor, we consider them family. So there's a respect and a love there that we have for all the employees and everyone that we what is it? Everyone we communicate with, everyone, you know, in every area, we treat everyone with respect and love, and we try to support them. And then when we need that support, they're also willing to help us out. We love eating and being around the table as a team too. So that, we talk about life.
Breaking bread.
Yes, breaking bread. It's not just work, but we also enjoy each other's company. We enjoy sitting around the table discussing things, and we challenge each other. Sometimes we don't like it.
We're good at poking each other for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
We love like family and disagree like family as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. We love like family, disagree like family. And when people come in for the first time, they got to, okay, wait a minute, are they kidding? Or, I know that, in Petra Cares, our charity arm, they are, when Brian first came in, I think he had to get used to, wow, these guys really go, but we're family. But he's now he's beginning to play with us back, right? So it's great because it's a family. And I do feel that. I really do. I do feel that, and I pray that continues. That people will always be heard, that we will act to what people say, and that we will always, be that family, break bread together, and to be there for each other.
We also believe in Petra.
Yeah.
Everyone from the warehouse to the salesman to us, the products, the environment, we all are seeking the same goal, and we're all willing to work, sacrifice, and provide that support.
Yeah, that's true. I do feel that. I do see that people they've bought in. This is their family. Petra's part of their family, and they're in. They're in, and they work as hard as long as they need to make it good, and we need to continue to honor them as they do so. Because that's what we do. That's our culture.
Yeah.
That's part of it. For people that don't know this, so Petra today is more or less in 4,200 dealerships nationwide. We are an international company, roughly in about 38 countries. We have distributors throughout the world, and we manufacture for some of the OEs, large OEs that are out there worldwide, and working on some more, including national accounts too, dealer national accounts, etc. And we got another announcement coming in January. We won't talk about that right now. We've got another announcement coming in January, but we'll tease you with that. And then we have Petra Cares. Petra Cares is our charity arm. Petra Cares is a 501c, stands on its own, and it takes foster kids that are exiting the foster care program and homeless young adults, brings them into Petra with Lone Star College. In 7 weeks, we teach them how to be a mechanic, and we place them in a job. Our dealers, our great customers, hire them and give them a job. We change their world. They get purpose, and we change generations to come. 80% of this group of kids that we bring in, 80% will end up within 3 years in jail, homeless, or dead. The average lifespan is 23 years. And through God's grace, He put a team together that built Petra Cares, and it is done tremendously. Many of you guys have seen all the articles and write-ups and videos on us. But just some stats. 60% of all the kids that join Petra Cares graduate. The national average for foster kids that are adopted, we don't have the ones that are adopted. We have the ones that were not adopted. Foster kids that were adopted and have loving parents, the national average graduation rate is 2%. Wow. Ours is 60%. Why? Love, our culture, what we do. And our placement rate is 89%, something like that. So 89 of those get a job and go work.
A good job.
A good job. Okay. In fact, some already are on another step and another level and on a program to do something else. And I kind of made a little segue into Petra Cares because I would like each one of you guys to talk about Petra Cares and what you know and what you feel and what you think about it. Arnold Jr., you're on the board.
Yeah. The problem was around us, and if you're not from that world, you really don't know the statistics. The 80% that within 3 years are dead, homeless, or in jail. That's pretty grim. So, I remember in those early board meetings figuring out, how to address this. And we had Judge Andale come in, and we were talking, and this program has taken a life of its own, and just seeing the fruit of that, and seeing how these guys now, they're 8 weeks ago, or when they start, right, over 8 weeks, the transformation occurs and their life has changed. So when they first come in, it's pretty rough, right? They've had a rough life. They've been rejected their whole life. And then at the 8-week mark, you can see the change in their life, in their face, in their attitudes. And then, we visit with some of them now as we go into dealerships, and they're working in the shop, and they're just a totally different person. And it's amazing. It's fulfilling. It's amazing to see.
It really is true. I know that day one, you look at these kids that come in, and you wonder. But when they leave 7 weeks later, they are different.
Yeah.
They are different. Yeah, Rob, what do you think?
So I'm definitely more on the periphery than this group is as far as Petra cares, but that said, I'm contributing to it. And when I'm here, I try and go in and talk to the class, and I've done that 3 or 4 times. And to me, it's amazing to see, I don't want to say, it's just the hope. When I'm talking to them and talking about the opportunity and just talking about my own career a little bit with them, they're bright-eyed, they're hungry, they're interested, they're engaged, right? And I just think it really is a little bit of a miracle to see how rough they start and see those kids graduating and then successfully in jobs. Because when they, as you said, when they show up, it's a little rough, right? So anyway, I'm just enjoying seeing the process happen. I know I'm not as involved as you guys are, but it's fascinating. It's great.
Well, you are involved because you're part of Petra, so you're involved, and you're also a donor, and that's you're involved.
Yeah,
you're involved. You're very much part of this.
And I'm hopeful that we were able to bring one of those young people into Petra and employ them here. That's
right.
my hope.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know you're looking for that too as well in the lab. So hopefully, Lord willing, that'll happen. That'll be great. Gabby, your take?
Well, we all have children, and we know firsthand how much we invest in them, how much we love them, correct them, help them. We provide for them and give them opportunities. We try to do better than what we experience. And when you see the kids and you see so many things that they didn't receive, and how they don't know how to comfort or think or just even process anger or any of it, it's tough to see. It's sad. And you do what you guys mentioned, day 1, day 2, day 3, they won't make eye contact. They can't hold a conversation. They don't even say good morning when they walk in. But by that last week, they know our names. They're greeting us. They're carrying a conversation. They're looking at you in your eyes. There's a new level of confidence in them, and it provides hope. And that they want better and they want to do better. And I think they also feel the love of people investing in their lives. So.
I really believe this. I think people that don't feel self-worth disengage, right? And so, to Gabby's point, when they're not looking you in the eye and they're not saying good morning, it's because they're disengaged, right? Nobody's ever shown them love, so they're disengaged. When they're getting love, they re-engage, right? They're making the eye contact, they're saying good morning, they know your name because they're interested now. So I think that's a fascinating transformation.
Yeah, and you're right. These kids most have been filled by their parents or a system or whatever. Everybody that's promised something lied and failed. So you come in and go, hey, be on the program for 7 weeks and we're going to do this. And they're just like, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
right? They're disengaged.
Sure.
But as the weeks go by, they realize this is real. They're not letting go. And we have mercy and we have grace and we talk and we work through issues and those that make it through in with that prize of that job, a good job with a future ahead of themselves that's great that they have never even dreamed of.
Right.
And you see that change. People, we were created with purpose, and we're just helping them find that they had a purpose.
Yep.
And the change is great. Well, guys, I appreciate you being on the show. I love you tremendously. I hope I say it enough. I can't do this without you. All of you are my right-hand people. And I thank you for your love and your commitment to Petra and everything you do. Keep doing what you do. Everybody loves it. The fruits are there. Thank you so much for what you do. Arnold Gacita, VP of Sales and Marketing. Rob Richardson, VP of R&D and Operations.
Thanks, Arnold.
Gabby Sanchez, VP of Finance and Administration. Thank you, guys. Love you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Wheels, Deals, and Meals, your main source for all things good and fun, business, food, and cars. If you like this episode, make sure to rate us and subscribe. If you would like to be a guest on our show, please leave a message at the link below. Till next time, happy eating.